Just over 50 miles north of Las Cruces on New Mexico 27 is the Lake Valley Historic Townsite. Once a thriving boomtown, fueled by the discovery of silver in 1878, the remaining structures echo a history shared by the neighboring towns of this region. But unlike nearby Hillsboro and Kingston, Lake Valley is devoid of residents, a ghost town in the purest sense. The refurbished schoolhouse rises from the dirt, and within its walls, the history of this community is revealed. So this area seems to be a real hotbed for mining. You have Hillsboro and Kingston.
And they were all connected by a stagecoach line that was ran by a woman named Sadie Orchard. She was quite the pioneer woman. So she ran her own business, owned a restaurant, and also ran a brothel.
Modern day entrepreneur there.
That's correct. She was originally from Ohio and came out here in her early 20s and jumped off the stagecoach and said, all right, time to make a living.
So bringing it back to where we are in this schoolhouse, why was it important, do you think, to preserve something like this?
Well, to me, places like this are really special, and preserving it, we're preserving part of American history. So southern New Mexico history, Lake Valley history, but also the history of our country.
Right.
So this is a nice example of like Western expansion. And when people come here to visit and can see the schoolhouse and see the other buildings here in the ghost town, see the preserved chapel, it really kind of hits home. Like you can imagine what it must have been like for those families to come from out east and stake a claim, so to speak, here in southern New Mexico trying to make a living. And it wasn't easy, but they made it work.
And I was overhearing some chatter there, but this was also used as a dancing square too, like a community center.
It also used to serve as a courthouse. In the evenings, they'd have dances. People got married here because the chapel is very tiny. So this was a nice big space for everyone to gather in the community. They'd come from Silver City, they'd come from Kingston and Hillsboro, come up from Deming.
So as an archaeologist, a lot of the work I imagine you do is looking for little details of history of people. Are there things around that we should be looking for to kind of tell that story of what it used to be?
So here in the schoolhouse, you've got these incredible desks that the kids used. And as kids do, you're chewing gum in class and you stick it under the desk. So there's still little wads of chewing gum.
Yeah.
And little kids get bored, they get fidgety, and they start carving their names in the desktops. You can still see that here.
Remnants and reminders abound if you take the time to explore. And the sparse vegetation and vastness of the site makes it easy to do so. As wonderful as this location is for the eye, it's begging to be documented through the lens of your camera. So make sure to bring one with you. And don't end your excursion here. Take the Lake Valley Scenic Byway or head to Hillsboro for a bite to eat at the Hillsboro General Store and Cafe.